Guys, welcome back to another episode of the AT3 Tactical Podcast. As always, my name's Josh, and I'm joined by CJ, and you probably don't recognize this fine young gentleman over here on my right. This is Ben. He's one of CJ's friends. He has a YouTube channel called
The Korean Marksman.
And what do we do on the Korean Marksman?
We shoot guns, drive trucks, and talk to the camera.
Right on.
He also works out. I guess not on that. I guess not on that show, right? But you do.
That's the OnlyFans, so you guys can check that in the description below.
We're not even past 30 seconds in OnlyFans. We just got demonetized.
Oh,
no. Right off of the bat.
If we were even monetized on this channel yet, which we're not quite.
We're not.
Yeah.
Monetized.
We're gonna get there at some point. But Ben, what do you do? So we're all kind of in a different space in the, I guess, content creation realm. Ben, you have your own channel. Josh, you've been doing it for a long time, writing, doing videos, all the rest. I guess I'll start with you, Ben, since you're our guest. Like, what prompted you to get into like the content creation space? I know you've been doing video stuff for a while, but like, why did you want to do videos about like guns of all things?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like for content, for me, it started with, in the 2010 era, parkour and fear running was just it. Mm-hmm. And so me and my friends picked that up. We learned how to do our tricks, learned how to do our skills. We wanted to document the process. Mm. And so then we just started filming it, throwing it on YouTube, and we got very few views, but we loved just the camera work itself.
Did you use any of that dank 2010 techno music? That was probably...
We actually did.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't
it's like
make
peanut butter and jelly, yeah. Apparently we just didn't have enough aura for it, but...
I don't know if aura was a word back then.
It wasn't, no. We were ahead of our time.
So you were doing the parkour stuff, and you were just like making videos, throwing it on YouTube?
Exactly. Then... I kind of just transitioned from parkour to American Ninja Warrior, got on the show, competed, and got to see kind of the magic production and all the effort they put into the camera work, the lighting, and I was like, oh my gosh, this really has been something that I've enjoyed learning about, and I was like, I can do this too, I can make videos. And the way that you get on the show is you film a 90-second video, tell your story, and send it off. Mm-hmm. So already having some video experience, I was like, this is great. Mm-hmm. When it came to guns, I feel like at that point I had hit enough reps with YouTube to kind of just feel confident to talk to a camera and just yap at it. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't an expert with guns. Uh-huh. You and I both started our gun journey pretty simultaneously. Mm-hmm. I think the first handgun I had ever shot was your Glock 19.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. It was on my either 20th or 21st birthday.
Sure. Yeah. I do remember that.
And... so the approach I wanted to take with content for Korean Marksman was just, here's how you start doing guns as a non-gun guy, as a guy who used to be on the other side a little bit, and wanted to get gun curious. And so I just wanted to kind of show what it looks like to pick this awesome hobby up,
Yeah. No, that's a great story. And all, like, before the gun stuff, you were doing... like other YouTube stuff, you had said? You had been doing some reps on YouTube?
Yeah, more like personal brand YouTube stuff, as well as just like, I do a Ninja Warrior. I lift weights.
Kind of coasting off of that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like people, yeah.
It's like the trifecta of the gun guys, like overlanding, going to the gym, and then shooting guns. And then boom, you're an instant gun fluencer.
Yeah. Well, that's what you call real men right there. Josh, I don't know if I ever asked you like how you actually got started in the gun, like the gun,
it was
kind
just
of content creation space.
It was a natural progression of things in my life. So it was like the typical vet bro story, right? Like I spent 8 years in the global war on terror, got out, needed something to do. I spent like a year as an electrician, was like, this sucks. I went from
work.
I went from being like this super cool guy doing super cool things, just being the former action guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, now I'm wiring a house for $10 an hour, and it's like, it's got to be a better way. And I read the entire time I was on deployments, just like always buried in a book when we weren't doing stuff. And through that, I started writing, and writing got me into Funker 530, which you guys are probably familiar with. Funker Tactical, which is like one of the earliest gun channels. It was semi-related. The owner of Funker 530 used to own Funker Tactical, but I got in with him through writing, and then the rest is just kind of history. I ended up here at AT3 like April of last year. I saw a video from Charlie saying they were looking for a video host, and the company I was with before, Hard Hat Veterans, they were starting to go more towards the hard hat space, which is, it's great, but my focus, the world that I've always lived in has very much been the defense industry and the gun industry. I've always wanted to be around people that shoot guns and eat meat, and not that those people don't exist in the blue collar world. It just, it wasn't interesting to me to tell, the dirt world story or the electrician story. That's not my world. So it's hard for me to tell that story. And I didn't really want to tell that story. So when I saw Charlie's video, Charlie's behind the camera. That's why you keep seeing me look over. When I saw his video saying that AT3 was looking for a video host, I was like, I could do that. I could do that. So I applied, and luckily I got the job and uprooted my life from Texas here to Minnesota. So now I'm on the camera next to you most of the time, making
lucky you
videos about rifle barrels and all kinds of cool stuff. That's just kind of how I ended up in the space. So it's like that was, I think 2014 is when all that started for me. The whole getting here. So it's been a minute.
What was your guys' first video ever, gun or non-gun? Like, can you remember? Like, what was the first video that you were in that you had?
What was your first video?
My first video,
gun or non-gun?
My first public video, actually. I was 12 years old. I hosted a TV show called Into the Outdoors that aired in Wisconsin.
He's been in the outdoor space forever.
I've been in the outdoor space way longer than you guys. No. I was 12 years old. I hosted a show called Into the Outdoors in Wisconsin. It aired in Wisconsin, and it was filmed in Wisconsin. And I did...
was it a studio, or were you actually outdoors?
I was outdoors, and I did some studio voiceover work, actually, for that show. Because we were talking about birch trees and how the Native Americans used birch trees to make them as boats. And strip the outside the bark and turn them into boats and stuff. And so then I had to go to the studio and do some voiceover work, and they used B-roll and infographics about different Native Americans doing just all kinds of cool stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. But that was the first public video that I was in, other than little family videos and stuff here and there. But those never saw
the first. What year was that?
Let's see. I was 12 years old. That would have been 2013. Yeah.
If you're watching this, then you just found out how old you are.
Yeah.
CJ was 12 in 2013.
Were you in the middle of Uzbekistan or wherever the heck you were?
I was on the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit. I was either in Jordan or in Kuwait or off the coast of where was Benghazi?
Libya.
Yeah, so it was probably off the coast of Libya.
That's pretty cool, guys.
CJ was skinning birch bark.
No, I was talking about it on camera. Yeah, what about you, Bet? What was your first video? Is it one of the first parkour YouTube videos or something?
Parkour is probably the first one, yeah.
Okay.
My brother and I had a channel that has been since scraped from the internet.
Really?
Where we talked about...
By you guys or by YouTube?
By my brother, yeah. For job security reasons. We just did fun kind of parodies based off of the Ryan Higa era.
Oh, yeah.
And then we added expletives as 10-year-olds.
Yeah, that was a good era of YouTube. Everything was sketch comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's all Mr. Beast for the entertainment.
Just slop. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
07, 08, back in the parkour era. That wasn't me.
Oh, man. Okay, let's go.
Whoa.
No, not at
you guys
all.
are fellow travelers.
I don't even know. I think probably one of the first times I was live on video. I was actually live on video. It was probably 2016, 2017. Before that, I was kind of behind the camera usually. So maybe probably 2016. I was doing live feeds for Funker 530. We were just covering the Syrian civil war, so kind of heavy stuff.
Yeah, wow.
And then I think the first podcast I ever had was with a company called Ready Man. Okay. It was Ready Man and Funker 530 joint in a podcast called Combat Ready, and it was me and Jeff Kirkham and just these special forces dudes. We take combat footage and be like, this is what they did wrong. And just totally break it down from a 1,000-foot view, and obviously hindsight's 2020. So you can look at a video of something that happened to be like, yeah, they zigged when they should have zagged and now they're dead.
Right.
So that was probably like the first video stuff.
I feel like that'd be really boring now because you would just like watch videos of guys getting like droned, you know, and it'd be like, well, nothing they could have done. You know what I'm saying? It was a drone.
Yeah, it's wild how desensitized the drone combat footage has made people to combat footage in general. Like you still see like the odd GoPro video or something that's just like, holy crap. I think I archived a video of a knife fight or something like 2 years ago. It's just a Russian and a Ukrainian dude in a knife fight. And it's like the GoPro of the Ukrainian guy losing the knife fight. But you do still see like some wild like reality stuff like that happening. But yeah, a lot of it is just the drone stuff. And then I think the first time I was like on a recorded cam video was probably like a bump helmet. I did like a search and rescue bump helmet guide or something for hard-hit veterans.
Yeah.
Kevin was about to walk in again. I heard the door wiggle.
I feel like the moral of the story is if you wait till you're an adult to start making videos, you're going to add more value than if you start when you're 12 or 10.
That might be true. Yeah. Although you do get a lot of teeth cutting, I would say,
true.
and a lot of I don't know, just that feeling of being awkward or whatever, kind of out of the way when you're doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of this space is public speaking. I think if you are talented at public speaking, if public speaking doesn't scare you, then I think you have no problem getting in front of a camera. And like this podcast, like it might have like 400 or 500 views, which to us is like, why do we do that? But imagine 500 people in the room with you, staring at you while we're having this conversation. Totally different scenario.
That's tough. Right? Yeah, and Ben, I know we've done interviews of people, whatever. When the camera goes on, it's like people just melt normally, and so I think it does take a fair amount of I don't know, like practice, I guess is the way, training, I don't know, however you would say it, in order to like be someone who's good on camera. I actually read a thing probably a year or two ago that was like, in order to be good on camera or to be good at public speaking, which is basically the same skill set, you have to be somewhat of a narcissist, or you have to be higher in narcissism than like the average person.
Interesting.
Which I don't know. First of all, I don't know what that means about people like us. Like, I don't tend to think of us as like narcissistic people, but I guess we kind of are, because you have to be like, yeah, people will want to listen to me.
Right.
Which is kind of a narcissistic thing to think. It's like, yeah, people want to listen to me. Like, I have something to say that people want to pay attention to, and that's kind of like
for me, I've just gone from article writing to now taking the gun writing stuff that I would do in like 2016. I had like gun writing was a side. We did a whole podcast on gun writing. Nice. I basically have now just like, okay, how do I take this article and take that turn it into a script instead of an article. And then at the same time, you can reverse engineer that. How do I take this script and turn it into an article? Because it's two different styles of writing. Yeah. But this is like so far off topic from what this normally we'd be talking about on the podcast, going into content creation.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But like, so that's actually one thing that I'd like to ask you about, Ben, is what is your process like? Because for Josh and I, we'll normally find a topic, that we're interested in, research it to death, or at least research it as much as the time allows us, and then, we'll write a script and we'll talk about it. Yeah. What's your process look like for like making a video? That's because your videos are usually, they're very high quality. You're shooting on really nice cameras and all that other stuff. So what does your process look like?
Yeah. So it starts with like, as you said, self-affirmations and narcissism. And then,
I am so good.
Yeah, exactly. These days, I guess before it was more so like, what am I really interested in? What am I carrying? A lot of times it's still that with a mixture of like what content calendar-wise, like what do I have getting sent out that I can create a unique spin on and like give my own special snowflake perspective on. And then for building out the videos, I try and like make sure that each video I do post, it's not like 3 of the same kind of guns. So I want to like add variety, whether that's striker fired to 2011 to 380 to rifle. Although I do want more rifle content, especially being on like the AT3. I feel like I need more more rifle stuff. But you guys gave me a barrel and a handguard that I'm testing out with currently. So that'll be on the horizon.
That's cool.
Usually I'll kind of spit my ideas out into either ChatGPT or Gemini and be like, hey, give me like, just follow me the 3-act hero structure. give me an outline, like a bullet point outline, and then I'll take those points and then just riff at the camera for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you probably keep what, like 20 minutes of that? 10 minutes of that?
10 to 15 or so probably.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, CJ's told me about 100 times about this red dot site that you did a video on.
Oh yeah.
And I've just got to hear the story from your perspective. Apparently, you dropped this red dot site and it exploded on the garage floor.
And you gave me the backup one. You're like, hey, this thing's trash. You can have the other one. yeah. No, yeah, you should tell about
So
that.
what happened with this red dot site?
I think it was Go.
We don't got to name the brand.
Yeah. We don't need to say
names. People will find it if they go look, I'm sure.
It was Chinese. They were like, hey, we like your channel. We like what you're doing. We have these red dot site that we're very proud of. And they were like, you can do whatever you want to it. You can torture test it. We encourage you to, so we'll send you 2 units. And I was like, great. That means I can torture test one of the units. So I just mounted up on a Glock 19, got it zeroed, and then did the drop test from chest height at 5'4", so pretty low, onto concrete. Had a full mag in because, like, if you're carrying, that's what it's going to be. Yeah. And it landed perfectly right on the shroud and just like blew out. There was enough left to see some of the dot, and it.
So the emitter worked.
It appeared to maintain 0, but like was just with the glass gone. It's like,
who can tell?
you're shooting like this, yeah. And then I included that in the video and sent it off to them. It was going to be a paid like a paid video.
Okay.
Without any talking points or anything. And I was like, yeah, so this was great. Thanks. Where do I send the invoice? And they're like, so this is not going to work. You have to redo this piece of content, take that out completely, and just like glaze this product. And I was like, all right, I'm posting. It's going live.
Yeah. So you didn't take the money.
No.
You just said, screw that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
And then just pinned in the comment section of like, hey, so this company said this to me after this happened.
Wow.
So
okay.
I just really want to value like yes, I am getting free products. Yes, I am sometimes getting money for.
It's such a hard space for the gun content creators because YouTube 99% of the time isn't going to monetize
Correct.
or fully monetize you or even partially monetize you. And then the other 1% of the time they're giving you a channel strike and telling you can't post for 14 days. Good luck.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the guys, especially in the YouTube space for the gun industry, like they're relying on basically the charity of the companies in the industry to do reviews because it's like, unless you have a full-time job and YouTube's like this side thing, you're not going out and buying an HK 416 and doing a review on it. You're calling HK and saying, hey, can you send me an HK 416 so I can do a review? And then on top of that, you're developing a relationship with the marketing guy. And it's like, okay, well now I'm friends with Joe at HK. If I have an HK 416, and this isn't me dogging on the HK 416 saying
this is just an example.
The HK 416 is an outstanding firearm, but like now that you have an HK 416 from Joe at HK, and then Joe also gave you a $2,000 check to make a video on it to pay for your ammo. Well, now it's really hard to be like, hey, this gun is the worst thing I have ever experienced. And I think that's one thing where CJ and I have an advantage over some other creators in the industry because like we go out in the back and we grab it. And then we come up here and we review it. And then the owner of our company writes our paychecks. So if we don't like a piece of gear, we can say, hey, this is not what I would recommend, but it is an option.
Yep.
Here's 50 other options too that we also have.
That is huge.
So I think that's an advantage that we have, and it makes me feel for like the independent creator in the space because it's so hard to be like objective and non-biased,
Right.
when you're relying on the company to also pay for your food.
Yeah. So I've had many companies where they'll send me one thing, do a video, and that's all I get from them. There's no really follow-ups or future, and I think that's fine, and it keeps the content fresh too. It's not just like my 20th Smith & Wesson video, and they sent this one to me. So
you're not like Lenny McGill at the Glock store, only making videos about Glocks all day.
Exactly.
Which he does a great job. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying, But Ben, I mean, I think in a lot of ways, Ben, you're living a bit of a dream for I think a lot of our audience. Like I think a lot of our audience would be like, oh man, I want like free products from companies and then like make videos about them. Like that's so cool. How did you get started from like having all your own stuff, doing reviews, spending a lot of the money up front to do that, and then going from you hardly don't need to spend any money on the stuff now because things are just rolling in. You're able to make fresh content on a weekly basis. Like, how does one go from that to that? I think there's a bit of a big gap there that people want to know.
Right, absolutely. I think that timeline for me was about probably 2 years before the tides kind of shifted, and it felt like, okay, now the wife doesn't hate me anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just the biggest thing was consistency and finding like my voice on camera. I think when I go back month by month, maybe not month by month, but like quarter by quarter, I can feel a difference in the confidence and the pacing, and a lot of like in the earlier videos, there was a lot of feedback about what I wasn't doing great, and that
in the
was
comments
super
and stuff?
helpful. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Of like, hey, you just talk. There's no B. What are you doing? And so, a lot of that informed.
You did read my comments. Okay, that's
Can you show me what the firearm looks like?
Exactly. Yeah. No. Straight up. Yeah. So I think maybe a big part of that was just listening and being humble enough to acknowledge what the audience wants. Because at the end of the day, I was doing it because I enjoy the hobby. It would be cool to get free stuff and bankroll. I didn't think that was really ever going to happen. And so I just wanted to be of use to other people who were in that similar spot with me. Of
add value.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that is just having the humility to listen.
Sure.
And adjust strategy to better fit and find those people.
Sure. Okay, so then so when you are doing a video on a product that you want to review, like, do you reach out to a company or do they reach out to you, or like how does that work at this point? Because right now you're what, like 15,000 subscribers, something like that.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, round up. 15,000 subscribers. In the scheme of YouTube, that might not be a lot, but in this space, that actually is very valuable to have your product in front of like 15,000-ish people.
Yeah.
So like the companies.
Like I said, remember on the other side of the camera, just pretend there's 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Staring at everything you put out,
Nice.
and not just Charlie.
15,000 Charlies. Yeah.
15,000 Charlies. That'd be scary. Do you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? What happens?
Yep. So a lot of times with like kind of in the front end of the video, like the sponsor integration where I'm like, hey, thanks to these supporters for making content like this free. A lot of that is like companies that reach out to send me a light or a multi-tool or a knife, things like that. And then usually for the content that I focus on, with the exception of Go Wutar, with the exception of that Chinese red dot company,
Who will remain unnamed.
Exactly. Typically, that's like, what do I want to focus on and highlight, and just what do I want to carry and test out for myself. And then I'll go out and reach out to companies saying, hey, I have this exciting idea for a project. This is my channel. This is what I focus on. And do you want to kind of jump on board? And I try and make it pretty upfront that like this isn't going to be a ad read for the product. If it's bad, like I'll talk about some things and give it a fair shakedown. So it usually ends up me having to send out a lot of AI generated emails.
Yeah, and some of them respond.
So I can speak from the other side of this.
Yeah, because you worked in the manufacturing space.
I worked as a manufacturer, as a
hear from guys like me.
guy. And Charlie's behind the camera. I don't know if you can. I don't know if I'll be able to point the microphone at him so people can hear him, because he deals with these emails now. I don't have to do it now that I'm here and I get to be the content guy. But you'll get emails from guys. Sometimes you can clearly tell they're written by AI, and I usually would ignore stuff like that, where it's like, oh, this guy copy and pasted this, and he sent it to 16 companies today, and he forgot to send me the link to his channel, and I have no idea what he even does. And then I'll email you and be like, hey, you forgot to send the link to the channel, and then they'll send the link, and I'll click over, and there'll be a YouTube channel with 14 subscribers, and the last video was published 18 months ago. So that's what it looks like from the marketing director side. And there's 800 Korean marksmen that are sending the emails out. So if you're a budding YouTuber that's sending those emails out and you're not getting responses, I would start with first address what you're sending the marketing guy, and then 2, look at your channel and make sure that you are able to provide value for those guys, because you're one of 800 people that have reached out within the last 30 days to try to get looked at, or send an Instagram DM or something like that.
Right.
So Instagram DMs is where I'd get all the best guys, honestly.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, because that's the guys that are on Instagram, you can then click on their profile and see, oh wow, this guy is making videos every single day. And they might not be getting 11 billion views or something,
Yeah.
but they're doing well. And I always liked it when the guys would, reach out and be like, hey, especially I was.
It doesn't have to be long,
No,
right?
yeah. And I was at a helmet manufacturer. So when a guy reaches out and says, hey, send me a whole ballistic helmet that costs $1,200. Like, how about I send you a bump helmet that's $200, and then we can develop a relationship. And, let's get on the phone and talk about it and make sure that, we align with each other, because I don't want to then, 6 months later find out you're some radical political extremist from either side. And you're doing crazy stuff. So.
Well, I think what's cool about what separates our space from, I don't know, any other space, the car space or, I don't know, makeup or maybe like a larger industry, is this is a very tight-knit kind of group, this is a very tight-knit kind of community. And so...
we agree on everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
We've built the best echo chamber.
Yeah, we built the best echo chamber. But it's like, everybody knows, a lot of people have a connections to everybody. So it's like, a channel with 15,000 subscribers or something, that's a lot. And to our community, or to have these types of relationships, like, they go a long way, and you can like connect to other people and through people. I've learned that a lot from you, Josh, is that people can have connections to other people throughout this industry, and it's actually a lot more attainable to become friendly with people in this space if you just work at it a little bit.
Truly.
Do you think that's true?
I mean, you know what's hilarious? It is a small world. It's just maybe not as small as you might think. Like, for example, at my 9 to 5, we got a new boss of my boss.
Okay.
I was really worried, really nervous about it. This guy comes in from St. Louis. And we're like, oh, he's going to shake everything up. And then we just get to talking. And like, oh, he hunts. Check. He's got a Sequoia. Check. And then he's telling me about, like, what he carries.
Oh, yeah.
And we just reciprocate. And then I'm like, you should check out, I have a little YouTube channel. You should, like, check it out. He's like, what is it? He pulls it up. He's like, dude, I'm already subscribed to you. And I'm like, what in the
crazy.
world? Yeah. So it just connects you, like, sure, to the industries and the companies that you enjoy using, but just to people. Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you guys think the advantage is of video these days
Video is the only medium that even matters anymore. It seems like, because
even as a writer.
Yeah. I mean, it's why I ultimately made the decision to move into the video space for content creation, is because, like, videos, what people aren't reading anymore, right? If you look at what was popular in 2007, you talk like SWAT magazine or Guns and Ammo, they're video content creators now. Like, I don't even know if SWAT magazine's still around, right? It's so video centric. Even like the firearms blog is in the title, but if you go to the firearms blog and you talk to the guys there, I bet you they tell you that TFB TV is the biggest part of their brand right now, even though they're an online journal basically. So video, I think, is the primary means of talking to people now. And then if you look at where the entertainment space was in the 1990s, everything's in Hollywood. It's very centralized. Well, YouTube came into the space in 2007, and they shot that in the head and said, no, we're going to decentralize video now. Now anyone with a camera on their cell phone can make a video that gets 5 million views. And then we're going to pay them $500 for it, but they're going to keep their part. But so yeah, I think video is the future, and I think it's crazy because I get to sit here as a almost 40-year-old guy that's been in this space for a minute, and I get to talk to a guy who's 27 and 25, and I get to look back at 2010, where like the Top Gun content creators are nut and fancy doing a 45-minute overview on a folding knife with a single GoPro. Or like Such, who's doing an entire firearm review with his cell phone, and he doesn't have any fancy camera equipment or anything like that. And then now I'm here. We're got like some $5,000 Sony camera we're shooting a podcast on. CJ's talking about like panoramic anamorphic 3D lenses or something. You know, it's just
10K. Yeah.
Those are
I think
things.
those are the young guys that are coming into the space. Like it's the gun guys, right? We have a term for it. It's called gear queer, right? So the gun guys, they're just super stoked about gear. But now you get the new gun guys. They're also camera guys, right? So they're like, oh, I get to geek out on all this cool camera stuff, and then I'm going to use this cool camera stuff to show off this really cool gun stuff, and then my really cool car stuff. It's kind of a weird trifecta I've noticed with the content guys, and you got guys like me where it's like like I said, I don't even know what kind of camera that is. But I can talk about guns all day,
Right.
But
We need each other because then the only bottleneck for the young guys is
Is the money.
money is always a factor.
Well, speaking of cars, I think it's interesting, Ben. You sort of started out a lot. I mean, if you scroll to the bottom of Ben's channel, which I encourage everyone to do, you'll see a lot of like overlanding stuff. Josh, I know you're super into overlanding stuff. I think a lot of our audience probably is. What is the crossover with like overlanding?
It's self-reliance.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know. Like,
100% self-reliance.
there's totally a lot of like crossover with like hunting and guns, obviously.
Yeah.
But then like overlanding, camping, guns. How does that all like mesh together? Is it all just like manly stuff?
Right.
Or, like, why is that?
I've said this 100 times. It's self-reliance, and it's being able to take care of yourself, not needing anyone to come save you. Yeah. Like, why do you think overland guys have rescue boards so they can save themselves, and they go out and they try to get stuck so they can save themselves, so they can test it.
I need to use the winch.
And the gun guys, it's the same thing. Like, I'm not going to call 911. I'm going to help myself. It's self-reliance. It's preparedness. Our country, America, the United States, it was founded from the barrel of a gun by guys going out west where no one could help them except for themselves. And I think that that spirit still lives on in every single American, no matter where their ancestors might have come from. Because I'm sitting next to very racially diverse guys right now.
First generation American baby. Right. Proud.
So
I'm like 400th. I'm like 400.
I think
For those of
that's-
you who don't know,
it's the spirit of America,
Yeah.
right? It's self-reliance. It's being able to take care of yourself. I mean, yeah, you can disagree or agree with me, but
No, absolutely. I mean, I think like you said, hunting and guns have this correlation. I think it's like people take their guns to go overlanding, to go hunting. It's like it all lines up. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
I truly agree with that.
have you seen a lot of people like the crossover of your content, Ben, of like going from like truck overlanding stuff to how would you say it, to like more of the hunting and firearms related stuff? Is there?
I
do
would
people
say,
like that?
based on how people interact with both types, it seems to be different audience members, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
I probably am just not consistent enough with the truck content. I used to want it to be like 3 videos for guns, 1 video for overlanding. But with having a newborn, that kind of threw off the trips for sure, and the resources to build out.
Well, yeah, it's not like you have a
a
new truck every week or whatever. You know?
Exactly,
Like you
yeah.
only have the one truck or whatever, so you're not going to spend. All
I really like the overlanding content space, but I don't know if you've noticed it, but it seems like the big overland content creators are just like they've fallen off a cliff with their views and the interest since
post-COVID.
post-COVID. It's just like
because
just
COVID
kinda
was like
fallen
the
off.
high. Everyone was into overlanding stuff because
Everyone
that's like
wanted
the
to-
only thing you could do.
it's the only way you could get out was to get out and go into the backcountry where you won't see anyone else, right?
Yeah.
Just like, and a lot of those guys, they wanted to stay. It seemed like really neutral on their content, but then you had the guys that were also the gun guys. Like we were just talking about, what was it, last line of defense or something?
Like,
Where it's
yeah.
like it's just I like guns. I like Toyota Tacomas. I'm gonna make a YouTube channel about Toyota Tacomas and guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to actually ask you guys about that too, because this is something I've been thinking about a lot. Is this idea of cross niching? So this is really esoteric.
Cross-niching.
Yeah, this is really esoteric stuff right here. But like the idea of a lot of the time, the traditional common sense thing in YouTube is you have your niche, you have what you're good at, you talk about the thing that you're
Stay
good
in
at.
your lane.
Stay in your lane. Like, okay, you talk about guns. Well, there's a whole bunch of niches in guns. Like maybe you say, I'm going to talk about AR-15s. Maybe even more specifically, I'm going to talk about like PCCs. And that's my niche in the space, and I'm going to take over that space, and that's what I'm going to get good at. Now, all of a sudden, I see people trying to toy with maybe I'm going to do, this niche and then this niche to kind of complement what it is that I'm doing, right? Instead of being trapped in the audience capture of, oh, if you're not going to talk about PCCs, I'm not going to watch you or whatever. You know, I don't know which one is the best approach. I think what YouTube, you know, the YouTube best practices is just like stay in your lane and grow as you go. Or is it that you want to diversify a little bit, keep things fresh, keep things interesting, and try to attract multiple different audiences that are going to be there for multiple different reasons? I guess I don't know. What do you guys think? This is something that I've been trying to like think about.
That's curious because I'm maybe doing the worst of both worlds approach. I have the firearms content that I make. Within that, it's mostly specialized in like EDC, concealed carry.
Okay.
I throw in some rifle stuff. I throw in some philosophy of gun guy stuff, and then I throw in some truck content. And then on the side, I did start a new channel that branches off even more so niche-wise, kind of talking about masculinity in a way for young men, faith a little bit, and then like fitness and what it just means to kind of take agency over your life. So
We all need more of those things as young men.
Fair. But I have two channels that are both split niche-wise.
Oh, I see.
So I think
Because this one channel over here has got like 5 niches, and this one has like 3. I see what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of got your eggs in the basket of I'm going to be diverse. I'm not going to talk about, because you could have this one channel that's only like just fitness,
Right.
And that's all you talk about. Because then there's the other way too. If you have all these like the multiple channels that have different niches, but you're like doing all these things. But in my mind, that's totally bad. If you have like 5 channels that do 5 different niches, because you need to spam content on
Right.
YouTube in order for it to be any kind of success. Josh, what do you think? What do you think?
I think if you want an example of someone who's doing that well, like that cross niche, or just it doesn't matter. I think you have to get to that phase where you can do whatever you want on YouTube specifically. I think you've really got to be like at the top of the mountain. Like the only person I've ever seen that's doing that well is PewDiePie, where the man's like, oh, here's this video I made about the AI I built in my garage. Oh, here's my wife and I going to the arcade in Japan. And it's just like
Which is not at all what he used to do.
Right,
when he was like the guy.
He's just one YouTube, so he can do whatever he wants, and people will watch. And I think you have to have that personal brand where people are there only because they want to see what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. Like PewDiePie can talk about whatever he wants, and people are going to go watch what he's doing because he's him. You know, but whereas if like I don't know. For example, let's go with like Ronnie, right? Who's pretty big. He's got a good personal brand.
Yeah.
But right
Do we
now,
want to say his name to rep?
Yeah, you know, it's fine.
The American Marksman. He's
Yeah.
pretty good. You're the Korean Marksman. This guy's the American Marksman.
We should have you guys get into a ring.
Yeah,
and
we should
box
have you
or
guys, like,
something.
talk.
He's also obsessed with fitness.
Yeah.
So
You guys
I
would
need to meet
vibe.
this guy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys would vibe. He's like some operative or something, I think. Still. I don't know. He's not actually. But
He works at National Gun Rights, and he's just that's his main job. That's his 9 to 5. Is he as a gun lobbyist? But no, like Ronnie's main channel, if he can talk about long range stuff, people will watch it. But when he veers off to the fitness stuff, that's when he starts getting into weird trouble with random groups that decide it was weird. It was a whole thing. He got harassed because he was like dry firing by his grill and talking about fitness on a tweet. And
his tweet got like 7 zillion views on
probably
Twitter.
it probably paid for his truck for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So he's got a nice Raptor Ranger.
Does he have
Raptor,
a weekly
so-
truck payment? That's
No,
terrible.
monthly.
Okay.
It probably paid for the month of it. Like, sometimes words don't come out of my mouth. Right?
I got you.
You've noticed you edit my videos.
Yeah. Goodness.
No, yeah, I don't know if the cross niching thing works unless you've got like a brand that's so well established, like Donut Operator. Like that guy can talk about whatever he wants, and people want to see what he's doing. Brandon Herrera, like that guy can talk about whatever he wants. People want to see what he's doing. That's the value that he puts into people's life, right? It's them following his brand. Whereas I think with the smaller, more niche down stuff like us, we have to provide value by like, hey, I'm going to tell you literally every nuanced thing you need to know about barrels, right? Or,
In like a 12-part series
right?
or
Or I'm
something.
going to tell you everything you need to know about PCCs. Or hey, I'm going to break this optic because no one else is going to tell you the truth about it because they're going to get $500 if they lie to you. So I think that's where the smaller micro influencer types really make their money, is they get into one spot and then they build their personal brand while they're providing that value of like, this is what I know, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm going to tell you about.
So do you think that's more of a stylistic approach to how to do it? Because I think one thing, like Ben, I think one thing that separates you really well is you do like very high quality gun content. I think not high, like you're not doing crazy editing and all
not
this
high
stuff.
effort.
Yeah. You're not doing like crazy editing, but it's like every thing that you do is like high quality because you're using because you're a professional you're a professional videographer, you know what you're doing. And like it's kind of same thing with you as well, Josh. Like everything that you write is very deliberate, and it's like very because you've been a writer for decades. It's kind of
Since you were in middle school.
yeah, since I was like in middle school. So so it's like is the strat basically the strat, bro?
What's the meta?
What's the strat, bro? Is the strat basically I'm gonna be high effort or high quality in a certain area, and that will help me like kind of elevate ourself or elevate myself in this space.
I think you need at least one thing that's like definitively why people should listen to you or what makes you a little bit different. Whether that's
If you guys are hearing banging right now, it's because Kevin doesn't know how to build guns.
Those are not your guns that we're building.
No,
He's probably fixing a gun.
One of our new guys, Ryan, is building his first upper receiver, and
that's good.
I think they messed up the rock set on
they
the
did.
muzzle device, and I'm pretty sure that's what Kevin is banging on right now is the rock set, because that's why he kept stealing the torch. So this is really inconvenient timing. For
Yeah,
me
no,
banging like that.
it really is. Oh well.
We'll talk through it.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll talk to it. Anyway, so okay, you were saying about so you need one thing.
yeah, whether that's like you're an ex-Navy SEAL, Green Beret, course instructor.
That's the worst one thing.
I was gonna say Josh has thoughts. on
I'm
that.
actually in the, and this is me doing a shout out to a personal project, but I'm working on a book called Not Another SOF War Story, where it's short stories from guys that were in the Global War on Terror that weren't in like a special forces unit,
Yeah.
where they did a 3-month deployment and then made 9 years of podcast content about their 6 3-month deployments. But that's just me taking shots across the bow. Love those guys; they did good work.
Well, I think
Just man, can you stop talking?
I think that was a thing probably maybe 5 years ago or so where it's like you see all these guys start coming out with all of them have a book and a podcast, all of them, and it's like, whoa, that's so cool. I think a lot of people, I don't know, what do you think, Ben? Are a lot of people starting to get burned out by that type
Yeah, like
of
the
content?
fatigue of it.
Yeah.
That's bro vet culture. It started with that.
Yeah, I mean the golden age of that I think has left, and if you haven't gotten in on it, I would wonder if it's peaked by now.
Yeah.
For
'Cause
sure.
one of my favorite guys is a Colion Noir. Like he's my favorite. He's
Great Navy SEAL. Yeah.
No. But he's not though. That's the whole point.
I know,
is that he literally says it is like I'm just a regular dude, and people are like, oh, you got, and he's made videos talking about this where he's like, I'm just a regular dude, like, and I just like guns, and that's okay.
There's a lot of lawyers in the gun space.
There's a lot of lawyers in the gun space. Yeah, I wonder why.
James Reeves,
yeah.
lawyer. Is
Yeah.
Coley Noir a lawyer too?
He is, yeah. I don't think he works for the NRA anymore, but
No, I think he
did.
was on a contract as like a spokesperson for a while.
That's right.
I don't think he was a lawyer for the NRA. I think he was just a spokesperson.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I think he ended that contract, and now he's just doing gun rights activism on his own.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is we need more of.
Yeah.
We always need more gun rights activists, in my opinion.
Yeah,
true.
I like the independent as well. Like independent, they don't necessarily have to be with like big, organizations or
Right.
anything
And
like that.
and if we want to go down a gun rights path just for a second, and there's 100 great orgs out there that you could support, and I think it's important to find the organizations that you like and to support those, because I don't think anyone can take the 2A fight on by themselves.
Right.
So like I know if you're like a Coley Noir, you got like 500,000 subscribers, like even with that, I don't think he has the ability to, go up to Congress and help make a change. Yeah. And he can't do it permanently, right? Whereas if you have a group like Gun Owners of America or the NRA or National Association for Gun Rights or Firearms Policy Coalition or any of the many that are out there that are just great organizations, those guys, they can be like, hey, your job is to be in Washington, D.C., and it is to annoy politicians every day until they pass the laws that we want and until they start stopping their opposition from passing laws that we don't want. So it's important for the small or the individual activists like Coley Noir to exist, but I, at the same time, think it is more important for those guys to support the organizations.
I see what you mean.
And I think I've seen him doing that with the other organizations. But I know it used to like primarily be focused on NRA, but the NRA obviously isn't what it used to be. I know they're under new management now, and the NRA is starting to make some very good changes from what I've seen. And I really hope the guy that they've got in charge of it now, I mean, out of everyone they could have put in that position, he's the one guy that I'm glad they put there. And I know we talked with Taylor about it up in Canada. So I am hopeful for the future of the NRA. But there was a brief stint probably between like 1997 and 2010 where they were just asleep at the wheel. And Obama got to do whatever he wanted because they were just asleep at the wheel. And that's why we have all the other groups that exist now, is because everyone could see that the NRA wasn't doing what they're supposed to. Even though a certain political group would have you believe that the NRA is the boogeyman and they're doing everything they can to
The gun lobby. Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
rant
that's
over.
our NRA talk. I wanted to swing us back over to content real quick and talk about kind of the negative or the hard parts about being a content creator in this space, because I think a lot of people watching this think it's so cool. You know, we get to make videos of guns all day.
Right.
Whoa, this is dope.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to fill up your Lamborghini with gas.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you know, yeah. So, some of us drive a Lamborghini, some of us don't. You know.
But I mean, you just shoot guns all day, right? CJ? That's what
like,
you do?
People actually come up to me all the time. Well, they don't come up to me, but when I tell people what I do, they're like, "You get to shoot guns all day," and like that's so cool. And I'm like, well, yeah, but it's kind of a grind. I mean, like, Ben, do you want to talk about some of the hard, like, what are the hard things that you have to experience being a creator, like an independent creator in this space?
I'd say for me, some of the grind and the annoying parts of it are also exactly what I need in a way. And that might be different for me because this isn't my job, and I get to do it as a passion. But that's like being accountable and actually going to the range and training and making sure that I am carrying every day because I need to evaluate the carrying experience of XYZ gun. Where does it get annoying? I think the tough thing can be if I have something that I do really like and really gravitate towards and wanting to pick up and throw into the rotation. Feeling obligated to like test out different stuff can feel fatiguing at times.
Yeah.
But
You're like constantly keeping track of what it is that I need to do this and then switch this out for this and then
right, like I want to take the camera today, but I have to take the Glock 19 because I just got this back.
all the Glock. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, I guess stuff like that. And then, what was the question?
Basically, like, what are some of the negative aspects of being a creator in this space? You would say, or some of the things that are kind of like, oh, man, this is really hard, or like this is a grind. You know, like
I feel like just not getting enough time with a certain platform, because especially with the proposition to the wife of making this sustainable, a lot of that involves like, unfortunately, selling some of the stuff that I get in, and so just not having enough reps and time to feel like I can fully evaluate things.
Absolutely. What do you think, Josh? What's like been hard? Like, what's the hardest things that you've had to go through over your careers, like making content in the gun space? Like, what's hard about
And
it?
believe it or not, it's not being able to get to the range enough.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, everyone's like, oh, you probably go to the range all the time. It's like, we don't. I spend more time writing about going to the range than I do being at the range. And that's the hard part. Like, I have to make it a conscious objective this year. Like, I'm going to go to SCAPSA and shoot every single day on the competition. I'm going to go every week and I'm going to compete. Like, that's an objective for me. It's not like something that I'm just doing. It's something that I want to do, right? But it's hard to do that when it's like, okay, I've got like 4 scripts that are upcoming that I've got to work on, and then CJ needs me to come up with ideas for thumbnails because he has to take my idea because I don't know how to use Photoshop because I'm a dumb boomer. So he has to take my idea and then try to translate it into a thumbnail, and then if he doesn't, like, if I don't like it, he's got to start all over, and then he gets all upset with me. We're like an old married couple almost.
Yeah, this is the day-to-day.
Those are kind of the grindy things, but you know, I deeply enjoy doing all the research to learn all the stuff to make these scripts and these videos for people. It's just the unfortunate thing is I don't get to go shoot as much as I'd like to. I don't get to build firearms as much as I'd like to. You know, I build more firearms here than I ever did previously because I have infinity gun parts to go build them, and you know. Obviously, we have that thing that's a GA that I can't say on YouTube that we do every single month if people go to the content site and find it. But I get to build that firearm every single month. But it's not like I get to buy and build a new firearm every couple of weeks, which is what I totally love to do. But you know, I don't have a Lamborghini, so I can't stand in my garage and tell people about knowledge.
Knowledge, yeah. Here in my garage, the Ty Lopez stuff. I mean, I would say the hardest thing. I wonder what you guys think about this, but just navigating the constant suppression of gun content online on all these platforms.
Yeah.
It's very hard to constantly having to pivot what you're allowed to say.
And then it's not allowed 6 months later.
And then it's not allowed 6 months later. Oh, that video that was getting 500,000 views, it's gone now. And that video that you spent, I probably spent 80 hours on one video. It was a video on our main channel where we had the comments section. Basically, we did a YouTube short series.
Is it the build one?
Yeah. We had the YouTube short series where we had all of our audience vote on gun parts, basically. And then at the end, we made a big video kind of recapping the whole series of shorts and then saying, here's what you guys picked and here's how it ended up. And, you know,
I did my part. I voted.
Yeah, there you go. And that video got striked. And it was doing like 10,000 views or whatever in a couple of days. And it was looking great. And it got striked.
It was a really fun and engaging video for the audience because they literally built that firearm. And you were telling them about it, and then you went and you tested it.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is actually a god tier gun that you guys built.
Like I shot it. It had a suppressor. I mean, it had like a buffer, like a reciprocating, or what is it called?
Of course,
hydraulic.
they picked the EOTech because it was your money, not theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't set a budget to it. It was a fun gun. It was a fun build. I was showing people their comments. I was commenting on their comments in the video. Like, this guy said this. This guy said that. And it was fun. And it took me a long time. And it was like high production. And it got striked, and it gets deleted off our channel. You can still see it on Rumble and on Twitter.
That's
so
the part
see that.
Man, that's the part that gets me. I don't know if you ever hear this, but it's like, oh, why don't you just go upload to Rumble?
Yeah,
because 12 of you are on Rumble. You know, I love Rumble. I love the idea of Rumble. I worked at a Rumble competitor. I worked at Full 30, and it was a tech platform that was a competitor to YouTube. I worked there for like 5 years, but like the problem is YouTube, this platform that you're probably watching this on, has billions of dollars put into UI design, and they have everyone in the world has a habit of opening their phone and they click Facebook, they click Twitter, they click Instagram, they click YouTube. Those are the apps they click. They're all in one box on their phone, and they don't click the Rumble app. I don't even know if there is a Rumble app.
I don't even know that.
Right? And then so we'll post a video that gets 500,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll post it to Rumble, and it'll get, you know, and this is not, again, this is, imagine 1,000 people behind the camera watching you make the video. It's a big deal, but like 1,000 people watch the video there's not enough discovery on Rumble to make it worth it. Sure. And I mean, for us, it's not a matter of like, oh, the video isn't monetized to a point of where it's profitable for me. It's like the eyeballs aren't there. The people aren't there watching the videos. And that's what ultimately we make the content, because we want people to watch what we're making as a company. And I know for you, like, it'd be great to be monetized somewhere on Rumble, where, because I know they have, you know, monetization and you know, revenue sharing there, but you're getting pennies on the dollar in comparison, because if the CPM is $6 and 1,000 people watch it, well, the video made $6.
Yeah.
If the CPM is $1.50 on YouTube and you get 20,000 views, you made $20, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a big difference overall, especially for your brand building as well. 20,000 people versus 800 people seeing it's a huge difference. But it's just obnoxious to me when it's like, oh, just upload to Rumble, the guy says on Twitter before opening YouTube.
Yeah. And you put out a whole tweet to that effect, and it got a ton of traction.
Well, I mean, it's because I worked at Full 30, so I know exactly what it's like to be the alt tech platform, and I feel for the team at Rumble, because I know they're burning money trying to get to the moon right now, because that's how tech works. You have to set money on fire to fuel your business until you get to the moon, but it's really hard, really, really hard to have a platform like Rumble compete with a platform like YouTube, where YouTube has Google, they have Alphabet, you know, injecting money,
unlimited resources,
literally unlimited power for YouTube to develop the platform and keep people on it. Like you see that with Shorts and Infinity Scroll, like you get on that, and then the next thing you know, it's 1 a.m. and you're like, I did it again.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think? Have you had to go through any of this? Like, have you had videos deleted, striked, anything like that, like in your time?
A lot of deletions. Typically following gun events.
Always following gun events.
Yep. I haven't gotten a strike yet, so
Okay.
that's been good. But with the monetization side, it's like maybe 1 out of 6 videos gets a green, which I'm like, and then the video that gets fully monetized, I'm like, what? Really? But there's just no rhyme or reason to it. I think probably it's like your guys, it seems like it's more consistently just no and like shut down. I wonder if it's just because of the size.
Yeah, I do wonder that. I mean, it always bothers me because it's like here we are. None of us are trying to do anything that's like dangerous or promote anything that is illegal or unsafe. Or we all want people owning guns who are like responsible, well-trained, well-practiced gun owners who respect the platforms that they use and are interested in the hobby. And it's like, and then you come in and you start suppressing that. It's like that's just going to lead to more people who are unaware, more people who are fearful or whatever. It's like, and it's just in my mind, it's like it's just so frustrating to deal with that in this space in a way that I think is unique because of the sensitivities. Politically and otherwise that exist in this space.
It's tiring.
The hardest
I
thing.
just love tweeting and then immediately getting a response from Team YouTube. And I'm like, okay, we're on to something. And then I waste like 4 hours trying to talk to YouTube on Twitter. And then, we get through to an email address. And it's like, oh, cool. Now we're like actually talking to someone at YouTube that can like at least explain what we did wrong so we don't do it again. Because it's at the point that it's been deleted and you've appealed it and they denied the appeal, it's like, okay, I just want to know what I did wrong so we don't do it again. And so we can make sure that if that's in anything else that we've done, we can go get it out. We can go delete it with the in-app editor and we can make sure that we're being compliant because all we want to do is teach people how to be more responsible firearm owners, teach them how to build firearms better so that when they're building, they don't run into those frustration points or, even worse, God forbid, they build something that's unsafe and, they send a barrel down range because they didn't know what a torque wrench is.
Or it's 300 blackout 30556.
Just something silly like that. Like we can prevent those things from happening. We can help people become smarter about it. We can be a resource, right? And it's like it's 2026. People shouldn't need to go read an Encyclopedia Britannica about how to build their firearm or how to learn about how a firearm, how a barrel gets rifled or something. That's what's on the brain right now because it's what I just was working on.
But it's like, just be clear with why you're deleting this video, right? Or like why you're striking this video, or it's like why, like just give me clear instructions so I can play by the game. I want to play by the rules.
We've had a few instances where it's like very clear, like, okay, they're right. I shouldn't have said that.
There's been
like
times.
there's actually only one strike on our podcast channel, and you watch that video and you're like, I could see why they don't like that. That's pretty clearly outlined that we're not supposed to say that. So that does happen. So there have been a few times where I get it. I don't know if you've had that. But we've definitely had that. Where it's like, I get it. I get where they're coming from.
Well, what do you guys think? If someone's trying to get into, let's say someone's watching this right now and they watched this far into the podcast, thank you, and they're thinking, man, I think I've been interested in making videos about guns. Like I got a phone, I got a camera, I got a whatever. I can do a bit of video editing. I want to start making videos about my guns. What's your guys' like advice to getting started?
I would say please don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't compete with us, please.
It's already hard enough, man. No, I would say like it's helpful to have a plan and a strategy, kind of a vision for what your channel ethos and what you want, but just make it. Just start making it and then refine as you go. That's what I did. I made a lot of mistakes up front.
Sure.
I would just point them directly to Paul Harrell's channel.
Yeah, man.
And go to Paul Harrell's YouTube channel and sort by oldest, and then watch his first video. And like if that guy could get to 650,000, I think he's over. I think he was over 1 million before he passed away. He got to over 1 million subscribers, and that guy was filming like no production background. He's some guy on a range who just knows a lot about guns and shooting and self-defense. And that guy could just turn on a camera and grandpa vlog at you for 45 minutes. And you were like, damn, I really just learned that. Like, that's so interesting. So, I mean, anyone can do it. If Paul Harrell figured it out, anyone can figure it out. Granted, he was a kind of a larger than life personality, but if you've got a larger than life personality, turn a camera on, point it at yourself, and talk.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
What do you think? What do you think, Ben? Like, if you're getting started, someone who me and you, we kind of had a lot of video experience going into this, so it's like it's the barrier to entry is smaller for us anyway. But someone who doesn't know a lot about video or whatever, it might be a lot taller, higher, however you want to say that.
More friction.
Yeah. People starting out, what do you think? How would you encourage them through that?
Yeah, I mean, just make it, and if you as your interest grows, as your consistency develops, and this isn't just going to be 2 videos, and then you're like, not for me.
Yeah.
Then definitely invest and start learning the production skills if you want. But I think, like you said, it's not necessary to do well. Like you ultimately need to add value over camera, and that's not going to change whether you're shooting on a $10,000 camera or on a $600 iPhone.
Yeah.
So really just focusing on the content and the message and what you're delivering.
Content and story is king.
Yeah. And then if it looks pretty, then cool.
Wow. Yeah. I think what I would say is if you're starting, this probably applies to any YouTube channel, but if you're starting a channel, spam content. Like literally, get as much out as you possibly can, and within reason, because probably most people aren't going to quit their job and start a YouTube channel with nothing else to do. Obviously, everyone has problems if you got a full-time job doing a YouTube thing, but it's like do as much content as you reasonably can, because it all compounds.
That's one of my regrets.
It all compounds on itself, and your first videos might get 10 views.
Yep.
They might get 100 views. They might get 200 views. Put as much effort into those videos as they need to be.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you knew this video was only going to get 10 views, how much effort would you really put into that video? It's probably not a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I said, imagine you made that video and 10 people were watching you film it.
Yeah.
One of those 10 people could be someone that's ready to change your life. Every single tick on that counter, someone somewhere in the world is watching you, and you have no idea who it is.
Right.
It could be Elon Musk watching you. It could be George Bush watching you. You have no idea who
My
it
new
is.
boss.
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden maybe is watching your YouTube video. You don't know, right? It could be anyone.
Osama bin Laden and George Bush are
At the same time, together. But it doesn't matter. 10 people took the time to watch your 8-minute video that you filmed with an iPhone sitting on a log in the woods.
Yeah.
And that's 10 more people that would have known that you existed if you hadn't, put that one piece of
That's a
content
cool way to
out
think
there
about it.
that
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool way to think about it. But my thing is just get content out there. Short form and long form, especially on YouTube, because the short form stuff, that's the candy stuff.
Yep.
And that will kind of jump your views up, but then the long form stuff, that's your meat and potatoes. That's what you need to focus on.
Absolutely.
But it's get as much of that out there as you can, and it compounds, and eventually you'll be somewhere. Now, who knows where you'll be eventually, but
Somewhere. Might be nowhere.
You'll be somewhere.
you can end up in a van down by the river, but then you're a hashtag van life Instagram, right?
Yeah, exactly. Might be a cool overlanding van. Yeah.
All right, CJ, we have to start to wrap this up.
Perfect.
Because we're starting to run over time. Ben, I really appreciate you coming down to the shop today
Thank you for having me,
have a
guys.
chat with us, and hopefully we can have you on more in the future.
Yeah.
And,
That was a fun chat.
You guys are definitely going to see more of his editing on our channel. He's got
I sure hope so.
one video that's coming up, and I think there's 6 more videos in that series that's going to be coming up. Ben's going to be editing all of them. And
Yeah, we'll have you back, Ben. We didn't even really talk about too much gun stuff this time, but
No,
you
that's fine.
have a lot of expertise in that as well. So, but it was fun.
So, where can they find you?
I'm at Korean Marksman on YouTube.
Go check him out. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out.